o'clock. Are we online? Can we start, Johannes?
We can start, Chairperson.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Standing Committee of Transport and Public Works. My name is Ricardo Mackenzie, and I have with me today with Johannes, who's one of my team members. Nomfundo's also here, and on the IT side, I see some Michis here, and I'll hand over for the members just to introduce themselves that are online.
Good morning, Chairperson. It's Derek America, member of the committee.
Thank you, Member America.
Good morning, Chair. Hendrikus van der Westhuizen, a member of the Standing Committee on Transport and Public Works.
Thank you, Member van der Westhuizen. Member Nkondlo, I see you.
Morning, Chair. I'm Member Nkondlo. I'm an alternate to the committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Nkondlo. I see Mr. Maasdorp is here.
Morning, Chairperson and members. Thank you very much. Romeo Maasdorp.
Thank you. And then Johan is here. I see Johan is also here.
Yes, morning, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then I'll hand over to the department to introduce themselves. Mr. October.
Yes. Morning, Chair. Morning, all. Carl October, Chief Director, Roads Planning, Department of Transport and Public Works. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Amanda To, I see you are here as well. Legal.
Morning, I'm Amanda To from Legal Services Department of the Premier. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. To, for being here. Did I miss anybody out? Please raise your hand and introduce yourself. No one else. Okay, thank you. Colleagues, we had two sets of items on the agenda for today. One is the consideration of the Western Cape Provincial Transport Infrastructure Bill. And the second was we have to adopt our annual report and program. And we also have a draft committee documents that we have to look at over the last 3 or 4 meetings we had. The first item is the consideration of the Western Cape Transport and Public Works Bill. There are still some matters outstanding. And I've spoken with the Deputy Chief Whip. She is in the office. We're trying to find the date to finalize this bill. And so we're not going to do that today. As soon as I've got the date from the Deputy Chief Whip, which should be soon, by the latest end of Jan. As you know, we're going into an adjustment budget period. So we're not going to do that today. So we'll finalize that for the latest end of Jan, beginning of Feb, because we've got 2 other bills coming our way. So I hope you do understand on that. That's on the first agenda item. Is that okay, members? Anyone's got a question on that? Okay, no questions.
Support that.
Thank you, Member van der Westhuizen. And then Ms. To and Mr. October, you're welcome to excuse yourself because we don't need you today. I didn't want to send you a letter earlier on because I know that you're prepared for this meeting. So we will therefore send you a new note for the new date. Mr. October, your hand is up.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Through you, sir, we're trying to establish, firstly, this Friday, a meeting with our technical and legal team to go through Mr. van der Westhuizen's comments, which we received. Thank you so much through our HOD. We'd also like to, subsequent to that, perhaps early next week, if at all possible, try and meet with Honourable van der Westhuizen. Through you, Chair, would it be the best way to arrange such a meeting, perhaps in person?
I will speak with Johannes and we can arrange that out. If there's any member who would like to attend who's got 1 or 2 technical questions on the bill, please let us know. Member America or Nkondlo or whoever else has got 1 or 2 technical questions that they want to clarify, please let us know and we can also set up the meeting. So I'll make sure that meeting takes place so that technical matters can be clarified before our next engagement where we can go through the bill. So that will happen this October. I'll make sure that the invitation goes out from our colleagues, just so all members are aware of what's the technical aspect that they want to make sure they understand. So when they do make a decision, yay or nay, they fully understand the technical part. And I think going forward, we now set a precedent as to how we should handle with bills. Everything doesn't have to be in committee. If there's one or two technical questions that if people want to ask, members are welcome to meet with anyone that they feel appropriate to clarify that. So, Mrs. Tor and Mr. October, you're welcome to excuse yourself, but we're just going to deal with our administration for the next part of the meeting.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. The colleagues, then we're going to go, we're going to start with the annual report. We have done that for the 2021-22 financial year. If I can ask Johannes, can you please beam it up, please?
Will do so, Chair. Mr. Marstorp, I don't know if he's very hooked on committee documents, but he's welcome to stay, Chair. I don't know.
Oh, Mr. Marsdorp is still here. It's up to you. Those who want to leave are welcome to leave. Those of us who must be here by legislative requirements, we will be here. So those of you who don't need to be here, you're welcome to excuse yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. Unless you violently object to my absence, I would like to excuse myself as well.
No, definitely not. Thank you, colleagues. We can start on page 1. This is on the report of the annual report that we had. That's the report, page 1. Let's make sure this was circulated, but you're welcome to make a change or two if you deem appropriate, something that we might have missed. We did request that. It's just come down here. A copy of the yes, we requested those documents. Those documents needs to go out. Yeah, 4.2 is more topical given the strike happening, so we need to get this status report on Blue Dot. Thank you, Beth. I did read through that. That looked like a true reflection of what we've discussed. Member van der Westhuizen, your hand is up. You can go.
I propose that we adopt this report.
Thank you, sir. Member America. Member America, you can unmute yourself.
My apology, Chair. Sorry, I would second the adoption of the report, but I also want to add that as part of our resolutions that we possibly set a return date for the information that the department need to provide to us, and I would suggest that we set the end of January as possible, not later than the end of January, for the department to provide us with the information. Thank you, Chair.
That's a fair request. If you can put that in the, Johannes, if you can put that in the report, please.
Noted, Chair. The date normally goes into the letter that we do send out, but I've noted and I will minute it like this.
Thank you. And that report is adopted. Then we go to the minutes. Can we start from the latest and work forward? So the 5th of August was the latest. You just Mackenzie, it's the case with a small k. And I don't know where we need to change it, Johan, because some committees make it small, some committees make it big, but it's with a small k. It's even in my ID that way. So I don't know where we need to change it.
It's important for you to be happy with your surname, sir. So I have picked it up from previous documents that the K was big, and ever since I've used the big K, but I will definitely change it in all the minutes.
It's a small K, definitely since I was born. It hasn't changed in 25 years.
And how can I use the K word?
Thank you, colleagues. If you can go down. Thank you. Do we have an adopt? Member van der Westhuizen?
I propose that we adopt these minutes.
Thank you, Member van der Westhuizen. We have a seconder in the meeting.
I
Thank you,
second the
Member
adoption, Chair.
America. Then we go to the minutes of the 16th of August, Johannes. Thank you. That was a Friday morning. You can go down. Thank you. Do we have a small K as well, Johan? Can we move that? Can we have an adopter on that meeting? I think the only person who was there, Member van der Westhuizen. Yeah, Member van der Westhuizen, you can go.
Yes, I move that we adopt that document.
Thank you very much.
I second the adoption, Chair.
Thank you. But can we go to the 30th of August, please? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very interesting point there, Madam Member van der Westhuizen. If you just go up there quickly, Johan, I just want to point out something there. Must still inform the committee that advertisement is defined in the bill in line with the ruling by the Supreme Court of Appeal. You notice that, Mr. Honorable van der Westhuizen? You can go.
That is what was said, and therefore I support the adoption of the minutes. But, when I asked for the court case, it seemed to me that the definition was not the subject of the court's verdict. The court case was about something else. But yeah, this is an accurate reflection
of the minutes. And that's why I raised it the other day with you, because this is also how I remembered it, the way she said it here. So well captured, Johan, although it's a different, anyway, we'll deal with that at the next meeting. So this is what was captured. So I concur. Do we have an adopter of this minutes, please?
Chair, I move that we adopt the minutes.
Support.
Thank you very much. Then we go to the 13th of September.
Chairperson, there's two sets of minutes for the 13th of September. The one was to the visit to the Sasol plant, and then the other one was another meeting.
That's a very interesting visit. Member van der Westhuizen.
Thank you, Chair. Having gone through this, I propose that we adopt it, and I think unfortunately it's only me, myself and yourself that were at that meeting. So I trust that you will also support the adoption of this.
Definitely. Can we do the 13-second part of the minutes? Thank you. Thank you, colleagues. Can we have a move? And van der Westhuizen?
I support the adoption of these minutes.
Thank you very much. And then the 3rd of November. That was about 18 days ago. It was the big meeting. Thank you. You can go down, Johan. Thank you. This is basically was also in our report, so nothing here will change. Otherwise, the report is to change. Thank you. Can we have an adopter, please, Member America?
I propose that we adopt the report, Chair.
Thank you
The
very
minutes,
much.
sorry.
The minutes, yeah.
Yeah, I support.
Thank you. Can we go to 7.3, the quarterly report? Small k. Johan, the meeting we had to discuss the budget of the committee, do we need to reflect it in here, or just these meetings that I had and you had with the department?
Okay, no, the quarterly report will just reflect the standing committee meetings.
Okay.
But we, the two of us, talk behind closed doors, stay there.
No, what I'm referring, I get that, but I'm referring to most of to our colleagues in Parliament with our budget specifically.
Yes, yeah. Now, Chair, I think beginning next year we will submit our draft plan to the standing committee, and then two of us can.
So I want the members to know that we're fighting for more money. I don't want them to think we're just accepting the budget as presented to us.
Fortunately, we've got a few chairs on the committee, so they know.
They must fight less money than we fight for more money.
More money.
Thank you. You can go down. When are we adopting the cluster reports? Next week?
Gee, that's going to be on Friday. I think there's a notice gone out for Friday, yes.
Oh, I saw something like that in my diary. Okay. Okay, that was at that time, but we know they're going to allocate more money, right?
Money, yeah. Okay.
It seems that there's another page missing. Was that the last page? Minus 17,000 rand. Pick my document.
That's correct. Yeah, that's the last one. The next is just
the
signature.
America.
I propose that we adopt the report, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Member van der Westhuizen.
I'm happy to support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that also deals with our last item on the agenda. And then if we can just, Johannes, if we can just arrange with Mr. October and just give us a date and time for that meeting, either by, he said end of the week or early next week, in-person meeting. So we can just finalize those clauses, and any other member wants to attend just to have an understanding of the technical part of it. Because I will also obviously attend, because I also need to get clarity on the technical part of it, so we can all understand that very well. So remember, and Contra, if you're not going to be there, can just, but we will send out a notice. Remember, and Wimby also wants to be there. Member van der Westhuizen, for yourself.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Can I just, in terms of resolutions emanating from this meeting, I think there's already been the one from the Honourable America regarding the the due date, so that we. When we start next year, that we will hopefully, have all the responses on hand. Then, if I could also just ask, it was minuted that, we noted that there was still no kilometer tariff for electric vehicles determined by GMT.
Yeah.
And also not from national, it seems. And I think, if I may propose, that we ask that we just get some feedback as to what work has already been done to try and, set tariffs. Surely there must be some international practices already in this regard, because I think if we want to really roll out electric vehicles for government transport, and even for people that might travel with private transport that would prefer to travel by electric vehicle, it's important for them to be able to know, what tariffs can be used for claims, etc.
Yeah.
So if we could just get a background as to the work already done, what is the kind of thinking in this regard, because I see that as an important prerequisite if we're really serious to start moving towards more environmentally friendly transport. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I've got no problem with that. We can make that as a resolution just to get a status report from the department on that. Anything else, colleagues? Van der Westhuizen?
Chair, I think in a sense, we should give recognition to the disruption in the public transport system that we've experienced yesterday and today, perhaps even as a committee. If we could express our, can I call it, concern about the fact that this is not just a peaceful strike, but that there have been violence on other modes or nodes of public transport, which I think is extremely damaging to the public transport industry. It's damaging to the economy, and it's also damaging to the image of our country internationally. And I think we, as a committee, I would like to propose that we condemn the violence, and that we also ask of the department to indicate what efforts have been taken, or what initiatives have they undertaken to try and obtain funding for the Blue Dot pilot program, which seems to be one of the matters of concern raised by Santago. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Contra.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to support Member Andrikas. That also is part of that. I think the concern of the disruption of schools, particularly with the fact that at this point there are exams that are being written, and such affects, I think, our scholars, particularly from the poor areas where these violent acts took place, including people who had to go to work, who are unable to go to work with a potential challenge of them either losing income of the 2 days and others even work. And I think we have to plead with employers around that matter to be considerate, because these are things that are beyond control of both learners and that. But also I would like to support, but further request, Chair, I understand our program is already tight, that we need to either ask for an urgent meeting so that the department is able to help us understand where this matter is at and what engagements in terms of the pilot, because I would hope, and if there was any presentation from the department and I was not in the meeting, pardon me, to say, since we had a pilot of the Blue Dot, obviously when a pilot ends, you look at its success and you look at what's the way forward going further, and if there would be any progression of that particular pilot because it has succeeded, how are you going to fund it? So I think it's a matter that indeed we need to have some conversation around so that we get a better insight into how this Blue Dot, which is a call to be actually still maintained. And I remember both the province had actually said this is one of the innovation and everything else. So I think we need to put some effort around that. And I'm suggesting an urgent meeting just for the department to help us understand their engagements, including with Santago on this matter. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I've got no problem with that. I will definitely write to the department on that as well. So just for the avoidance of doubt, so the committee condemn the violence, and we raise concerns about the impact on matric learners and workers, and ask employers just to be a bit more lenient because people has been off and it's due to no fault of their own. Is that just a brief summary? I'll expand, but does that capture your sentiments, members?
Indeed, thank you.
Thank you, Member Nkondlo.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, and then the second one is the meeting. I will definitely send a request through and on the briefing on the blue dot. Anything else, members, you want us to do? Nothing else. Thank you, colleagues. Then this meeting is adjourned. I will chat to Johan immediately after that about those two matters. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you for coming. Have a lovely day further.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Hey, Candice.
Yes.
Samir.
Lady, I'm here.
Oh, thank you. We are done.
All right. Thanks, Sissy.
Thank you.
See you.
Hey. Okay. Bye, guys.